Hey everyone, it's me. I'm the creator of LocalRail79 and I use he, him, his pronouns. And today I am going to be making a video that I never thought I would make this soon, but sometimes the unexpected happens to the point where you have to make a video of what exactly is going on. So, with that said, let me show you what I'm talking about. So this right here is my Canon VIXIA HF R800. I first got this camcorder back in May of 2020, and I've had it for 6 years now, and unfortunately, it now has a couple of problems. So let me show you something. So here's the first problem with it. You'll notice that the screen glitches and all of a sudden it just freezes. And then the other issue with it too is when I fold it closed like that, it unfortunately does not turn off like it used to. It just stays on. And I have a bad feeling that this camcorder is slowly beginning to malfunction and wear out. So with all of those problems out of the way, some of you may wonder, does that mean this was a bad camcorder? My answer is no. And let me tell you guys something. This was genuinely an excellent camcorder. It helped me get some really beautiful shots, such as when I caught CN 2518 East leading CN G834 back in October of 2023, and that shot now has a competitor, which is CN 3170 East leading CPKC 302, which I caught back in March of 2026. And despite its problems, it still works, and even though it's falling apart, let it be said that this was an excellent camcorder, knowing that I've had it for 6 years. In fact, this has lasted me longer than any other video camera I've owned. I've owned like several cameras in my life, like the Olympus Tough TG320, which was a horrible camera, as well as the Sony CyberShot DS-C-TX9. That one only lasted me for 2 years. It was better, but still not the best. And then I got this camcorder, and it was amazing. And because this has lasted me so long, I thought to myself that by the time that this starts to wear out, I would get another Canon again. Which brings me to the topic of today's video. Bam! This is the new upgrade. This is the Canon VIXIA HF G70. I just purchased it pretty recently, and this will now be the successor to my R800, which as of now, I am going to fully retire. But for the rest of this unboxing video, let's switch over to my R800 so you can see the rest of the footage for yourself. All right, so here we go. All right, so now let's get into the unboxing now that I've switched to my R800. So, we have a limited warranty. We have, this is just an ad, but These are the instructions. And now, as I dig deeper into the box, here, let me figure out how to open that. There we go. So this right here is just a second. I'm trying to figure it out. I think this might be the charger, but we'll see. Oh, it's got like a connector to it, but that's just the first half of what this is. And then in this bag, I think this is the other half. Yeah, it does feel like it. And yes, this is the other half, and this is the battery charger. And my favorite thing about this charger is, look at this. It takes USB-C. Now I can finally share a charger with my phone, which uses USB-C as well as most of my other technology, which is amazing. And then this is the battery. And this is the battery pack. Pretty cool. One more look. And then this is a lens hood. And yep, definitely more professional looking. So that's pretty cool. Is there anything else in here that I'm missing? Doesn't look like it. And here is the moment of truth. You'll notice this already does have a lens cap on it. Yo. Yeah, this is cool. Here, let me take this off. And this is basically what it looks like. Now I'm going to put the lens hood on if I can figure out how. Alright, there we go. I got the lens hood on. And this is the camera itself. This is dope. I'll keep this lens cap with me for sure, just to protect the lens. Not sure how much battery it's got, but before I put the battery in, this is like a dual card memory card slot, so that's quite cool. And yet it takes 2 memory cards instead of 1, which I find quite neat. Look at that. Cool, eh? And that's the memory card slot. We'll put the battery on. I'm not sure how much power it has, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this camcorder can take up to 4K 30 frames per second. My one critique though is that there's no 4K 60, which is a shame, but oh well. Which means I'll just keep using 1080p 60 until Canon somehow comes up with a much cheaper camcorder that actually has 4K 60 on it. But in the meantime, this is what I have. But you'll have to bear with me on that. Okay, so the battery is quite low. So today's date is May 22nd. Sorry, 2026. And then the time is, what time is it? It is 9:42 p.m. I might just switch it to 9:43 because it's likely going to be there by that time. There we go, it's 9:23. Sorry, I'm pretty new to this, so you'll have to excuse me for messing up. And then hit OK. All right. Just give me a second, I'm going to put in my memory cards. Alright, so now that I've got 2 memory cards, let's put them in. So you do this, push that all the way. So that's 1 memory card. And now let's put this other one in. There we go. So I'll close that. Oh yeah, you'll notice that there's no playback button, but what you do have is if you want to see your footage, you go to Media, which basically acts as a playback button, and then you have the off, which is in the middle, and then the camera, which is like this right here. So far, the quality looks very impressive. Alright, so before I do a test video on this, I'm just gonna change some of the settings, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so there is my Canon VIXIA HF R800, which is what I was shooting the rest of the unboxing video on. And currently I'm on the manual setting as of right now, but hey, you can kind of see me in the reflection, but you can see that light fixture quite nicely. Let me switch it to auto for just a moment, and I just want to just do a comparison as I learn more about this camcorder. I can still see the light fixture just phenomenally. Yeah, that's pretty sick. And yes, I do mean that in a good way, for sure. Anyhow, the test is not over yet, so it's nighttime right now, but tomorrow we're gonna do a test video on this camcorder. We're gonna test the stabilization as well as the zoom. Now, it doesn't zoom quite as far as my R800. It only has like maybe 20 times optical zoom, whereas my R800 is a 32 times optical zoom. But in the meantime, I am still going to do a test video, so let's get into that the very next day. So here we go. Alright, so I currently have the stabilizer off, but we are going to test this camcorder out. And this is what it's like with no stabilizer. Alright, so now I'm on the standard option for the image stabilizer.
I know.
And this is the dynamic stabilization. All right, now let's do a zoom test, and let's zoom into the valley. It definitely doesn't zoom quite as far as my R800, but I can still see very clearly, which is a good thing. And let's zoom in over there. So far, this is pretty good, so let's zoom into that building. All right, so this is the test for the Canon VIXIA HF G70 Hope you all enjoyed. And thank you guys for watching this unboxing and test footage. So far, I really like it. The quality is really good. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, if you want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell to get notified. And without any further ado, that's the test. And before I end today's video, I just want to say that I hope you all are having a nice Pride Month. And despite me not identifying as 2S LGBTQIA+, I have many friends who are a part of that community. And let me just say this. No matter what you identify as, you will always be safe and accepted here, and I will always provide a safe space for you. I definitely acknowledge that gender diverse people have always been around and will continue to be around, despite the hostile political climate we are living in today. No bully, law, oppressor, lawyer, politician, etc. can ever deny your existence despite how they actively try to. Don't hide and stay quiet. Get loud, keep fighting for your very existence, and keep making sure your voice is heard. And as always, allow me to share the fact that the average lifespan of a 2S LGBTQIA+ person was 28 years old, most of which either died by being killed by some anti-2S LGBTQ maniac, committing suicide, as well as natural causes, and other tragedies like that. And that is why it is more important than ever to keep speaking up for this community. When you hear me express my support for a historically marginalized group, it has nothing to do with being political. It's called being humane. And let me just say this to all of you. I do genuinely enjoy making videos of trains and railroad crossings. At the same time, I also want my page to be a place where people feel safe and accepted for who they are. And not only that, but I am also somebody who wants to dedicate his life to being on the right side of history. Anyhow, I hope you all are having an amazing Pride Month, and no matter what challenging times you face in your life, be proud of who you are and embrace your true self, no matter how different you might be from other people.